Have you ever caught yourself nervously chewing on your nails? Maybe during a job interview while waiting for a text back, or even when you're just bored out of your mind? Well, nail biting isn't just a random bad habit. Psychologists say it can reveal some surprising truths about your personality and emotions. Stick around, because what I am about to share might just make you look at your own nails in a whole new way. Nail biting. Most people see it as nothing more than an annoying little habit. You've probably been told to stop by parents, teachers, or maybe even your friends. Some people even try bitter nail polish, gloves, or keeping a pack of gum handy just to fight the urge. But here's the thing. Psychology tells us nail biting is more than just a nervous tic. It's actually what's called a body-focused repetitive behavior. And that means it can connect to stress, emotions, even perfectionism. So, in today's video, we're diving deep into what it really means when someone bites their nails often. We'll break down the psychology, the hidden signals behind it, and even the fascinating ups and downs of this habit. By the end, you might understand yourself, or that one friend who always chewing, a whole lot better. Point 1. Nail biting and stress relief. Let's start with the obvious one, stress. Most nail biters will tell you it happens when they're anxious, nervous, or overwhelmed. Think about the last time you had a huge deadline, a fight with someone, or were about to make a big decision. Your body looks for a way to release that tension. For some, it's tapping a pencil. For others, it's scrolling mindlessly through Instagram. And for nail biters, it's chewing down those nails. Psychologists believe this habit actually gives the brain a tiny hit of relief, almost like scratching an itch. It distracts you from whatever's stressing you out in the moment. It's like when you're waiting for your food at Olive Garden and you're so hungry that you grab a breadstick before it even hits the table. You are not solving the problem. You are just distracting yourself until the main course arrives. Nail biting works the same way with stress. Point 2. Perfectionism and self-criticism. But here's where it gets interesting. Research shows nail biting isn't always about nerves. Some studies suggest it can actually be linked to perfectionism. Yep, that's right. People who want things just right, who get restless when things aren't perfect, may end up biting their nails out of frustration. Imagine you're working on a school project or a presentation for your boss. Every little mistake nags at you. That pent-up energy, that this isn't right yet feeling, often shows up in physical habits. For some people, it's organizing their desk 10 times. For nail biters, it's chewing on their fingers until the stress feels lighter. So if you find yourself gnawing away not just when you're anxious, but also when you're bored or restless, that might be a clue you lean toward perfectionism. Point 3. Nail biting as comfort and routine. Here's another angle. Comfort. A lot of people start nail biting as kids, maybe while watching cartoons or doing homework. Over time, it becomes like muscle memory. Your body almost defaults to it whenever your hands are free. Think of it like grabbing popcorn at the movies. You are not even hungry. Your hand just keeps reaching into the bucket because it feels natural. Nail biting can become the same way. And because it's tied to comfort, some psychologists say it's a coping mechanism that sticks with us, kind of like carrying a favorite hoodie into adulthood. It feels safe, familiar, almost soothing, even if it's not exactly healthy. Point 4. Social signals and confidence. Now here's a part people don't talk about much. Nail biting can also signal something to others, even if you don't mean it to. Imagine you're on a date, sitting across from someone at Cheesecake Factory, and you're biting your nails. That person might read it as nervousness, insecurity, or even lack of confidence. Body language is powerful, and chewing on nails often communicates anxiety or unease. But here is the twist. Sometimes people use nail biting as a subtle way to mask emotions. Instead of saying, "I'm uncomfortable," they bite their nails and let the habit do the talking. It's almost like a silent SOS your body is sending without words. Point 5. Nail biting and focus. This one's kind of surprising. Some people bite their nails not because they're nervous, but because it actually helps them concentrate. Picture this. You're cramming for finals, or maybe writing a long essay. You're deep in focus mode, and without even thinking, Your fingers end up in your mouth. For certain people, the repetitive motion actually gives the brain a little extra boost to focus. It's like chewing gum during a test. Studies show gum can improve concentration, and nail biting may work in a similar way, giving the brain just enough stimulation to stay locked in. Point 6. The downside, health and appearance. Of course, we can't ignore the downsides. Constant nail biting can cause sore fingertips, bleeding cuticles, or even infections. Not to mention, it can damage teeth over time. Dentists report that chronic nail biters sometimes end up with chipped teeth or jaw strain. And then there's the cosmetic side. Chewed-up nails don't exactly scream confidence. Some people feel embarrassed to show their hands in public, which can affect self-esteem. Imagine going to shake hands at a job interview, and you suddenly worry if the person's noticing your nails. It's a small thing, but small things add up in how we see ourselves. Point 7. Attempts to stop now. If you've ever tried to quit nail biting, you know it's not easy. People try all kinds of tricks, putting on Band-Aids, wearing gloves at home, or even getting acrylic nails. Some folks go for that bitter-tasting nail polish, which honestly feels like eating spoiled spinach every time you slip up. But here's a fun fact. Research suggests replacing the habit with another small action works better, like keeping a stress ball handy or chewing sugar-free gum. Basically, you're giving your brain the same kind of release, but in a healthier way. It's like switching from soda to sparkling water. You still get the fizz, but without the sugar crash. Okay, here is the real twist. Psychologists believe nail biting isn't always a flaw at all. In some cases, it's your body's way of trying to self-regulate. Think about that. Your brain is saying, I need balance, and nail biting becomes a tool to reach it. Whether it's stress, boredom, perfectionism, or focus, your body is actually problem-solving. Now, that doesn't mean it's a healthy solution, but it does mean you shouldn't beat yourself up if you bite your nails. It is not about weakness or lack of discipline. It is about your brain searching for comfort in a chaotic world. And here is the kicker. People who bite their nails often tend to be more self-aware than they realize. Because the habit is linked to emotions, it's almost like a built-in emotional radar. If you catch yourself biting your nails, it might be a sign to pause and check in. Am I stressed? Bored? Pushing myself too hard? That's powerful insight. Your nails can literally tell you what your mind is feeling. So, what have we learned? Nail biting isn't just random. It's often tied to stress relief, perfectionism, comfort, or even focus. It can signal emotions to others without you realizing it. And while it has some downsides, it's also your body's way of self-regulating. Pretty fascinating, right? Here's my challenge for you. Next time you catch yourself biting your nails, don't just try to stop. Ask yourself why. What's going on in your mind right now? You might learn something surprising about yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you bite your nails? And if so, when do you notice it the most? Is it stress, boredom, or maybe just routine? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology and human behavior insights, and share this with a friend who might be guilty of a nail-biting habit. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest habits reveal the biggest truths about who we are.